How would you feel if you knew the exact age you were going to die? In Expedition 33, that's the reality. An otherworldly being known as the Paintress writes a visible countdown tied to your age. When that number hits, you're gone. No warning, no pain, just erased from existence. And unlike Thanos, you don't come back. Set in a broken land of Lumiere, a warped version of France devastated by an event called the Fracture 67 years ago. You play as Gustav, an expeditioner tasked with joining Expedition 33, humanity's last hope of finding and killing the Paintress. Many expeditions have tried and failed, some left behind knowledge, others only left bodies. Will you and your party be the ones to break the curse? I want to talk about this game just because I have been loving playing this. I have counted at least 25 plus hours into this game and I barely made it to Act 3. And this game is amazing, as you can see with the background that is the launch trailer of this game coming out. Some news about this game is that it was covered on the news on France. France had covered this game.
Today on Arts 24, the video game of the year, and it's proudly, unmistakably French. Clair Obscur Expedition 33 was created by a small studio in Montpellier. It's taking the world by storm. With its Belle Epoque-inspired world, haunting story and hybrid gameplay, it sold more than 1 million copies in just 3 days, and it even earned praise from President Macron. Well, joining me in the studio is one of the minds behind the phenomenon, Francois Maurice. Hello, welcome to the show.
Hi.
Now, you are the co-founder of Sunfall Interactive, the video game studio behind this acclaimed title. Congratulations. 1 million sales in 3 days. So what are the figures like after 2 weeks of its release?
So I think we're getting close to 2 million right now.
So tell us, how would you describe then Clair Obscur Expedition 33 for our viewers who might not be gamers?
Yeah.
And what makes it so French?
So Expedition 33 is a turn-based role-playing game. You play an expedition whose goal is to defeat the Paintress, because in the world you play in, which is inspired by the French Belle Epoque, but in a fantasy setting, there's a big monolith, and the Paintress is a giant woman who paints like a new number every year, and that number ticks down, and everyone who's that age fades away. So you're trying to defeat her, where previous expedition failed, and you follow those adventurers throughout the whole game.
Okay, well, the graphics are impressive. Let's take a look at the game.
You do in the game, when you're playing it, aside with the story, the gameplay, it is a turn-based game. So what does that mean? So if you played Pokemon, you would do an action, it does the action, and then the enemy would do an action, and then it would do its thing. So that's what the game's about. So you take turns with your party members and the enemy, and to see if you can beat each other. It's like a game of chess in a way. So there's like loads of abilities that you can do. There's a lot of different weapons that you can play with, and as well as the different playstyles of the different characters that are there for you to play with. I put a lot of hours, 25 plus hours into this game. And like, why is that so long? Just because it's very story driven. A lot of games now are becoming more like theater like. If you can see with some of the trailers, it looks pretty amazing. I think there was motion capture, and just looking at the models and how this game looks, this is now where video games are going to be, and it's amazing. Honestly, it's getting up there with what movie theaters are. Actually, it's not getting up there, it's already up there, as you can see with the plethora of many video game TV shows and movies that are coming out just recently. I think we're going to be entering that age now with entertainment, just because there is a broader audience. Like, this game has reached like 2 million copies sold worldwide within its release, and it's a pretty big deal. So congrats to them, congrats to the studio. I have played a lot of games that are similar to what this game has to offer, but it's definitely a sense of fresh air with a lot of the techniques that they added. Especially the turn-based. This game is much more engaging, while in other games you kind of play passively. You just hit a command and then you just see what the enemy does and hopes that you can counter it. This game you actually have to be how would I say, engage. There are QTEs or quick time events that you have to press something in your controller to do maximum damage, or whatever action is corresponding to what you're doing, as well as the dodging mechanic, dodging and parrying mechanics. Even though it's a pretty like staple in a lot of other games, you can't really block like in other games, how you just block and it reduces damage. You have to actually watch the enemy as they're doing their attack. You have to time your blocks, your parries, and it can be a high risk, high reward game, or you can play very like low stakes. Make sure you just dodge every single move, but there's a skill gap of how to get better at this game, which is amazing. And that's the whole game loop with all this, just trying to get better, understanding the enemies and seeing if you can beat them. But I feel like I've already been yapping for quite some time. I love this game so much. I want to edit this video as quick as I can, just so I can make the deadline and I can jump back and play in this game. Aside from that, thank you so much for letting me ramble about this amazing video game that's been out for, I don't know how long this game's been out, but I just want to get back into it. And thank you so much.